Hello, this is Nick Walters. Some of you who have been asking about this project know me as Badfish. Um, this is just the work in progress on my steam engine, which will power a laptop. Kind of doing the best of both worlds. Old school and new school together. The only things I have here right now are I've got like one piece of line. I thought I did. Oh yeah. There's one line there, but I've got like a whole bunch of them. I've got a lot of different kinds because I bought them all at auction. So I got lots of different things with connectors. But let me put this down. Okay. Like you see, this is just a regular pressure cooker. A large one though. It's I don't know, 12 quart or something like that. But basically what we have is that's the boiler, and the top of the pressure cooker, which is going to act as the boiler, has a number of different ports. This one's for controlling the pressure on it, but instead of doing that, I take that off, take off this bit that controls the pressure, and connect it to one of these, but it's not the correct size. So I just need to get an adapter to go from that to that. In fact, if it wasn't for the fact that the stuff just doesn't fit quite right, this piece actually, which goes into the steam engine, actually can fit into that connector. I think of that one right there. But once it's in there, I can't get the steam engine to fit on the top thing. So I was hopeful at first that I could just do it all without even using any lines, but unluckily enough, that's not the case. But what we have here, and that's not a real spark plug, that's just to block one of the holes. What we have here is this thing's actually to control the timing. This is a rough timing control for the engine itself. Let me get some close focus so you can see this. Basically, this thing, when it's pushed in, it allows pressure to move through here to here. And you might notice that it looks a little bit rough right there. I actually hacksawed off some of this thing so that whenever it's screwed into what this is my I'll go back to autofocus. This is the steam engine, which it's just a weed eater engine, which is a 2-stroke that's had all the extra bits and bobs removed, and so this bit screws into here with that part that I hacksawed off. And what happens is these things are connected together. All the extra ports on this part are blocked off, except for one which connects to the boiler. Whenever the piston on the inside reaches top dead center, which it's right about there, there's a little click right here, it actually is hitting the valve on the inside, and it actually allows pressure between the two places. So whenever it hits top dead center right there, allows steam from the boiler to go into here and drive the engine. Then from there, this is a cordless drill motor, 18 volt, and the motor will drive this, and whenever it's drived, it won't probably go up to the full 18 volts, but it will at least go to more than 12 volts to actually go to a battery. Probably it'll go to a, oh, I can't remember what that circuit's called that only lets power in one way. Was it a diode? Damn it, yeah, that's right. But it'll go into one of those, which go to a battery. Probably a motorcycle battery, because I have a few of those laying around, because I have a few motorcycles. Actually, I have a motorcycle that I scrapped not too long ago, so I have an extra battery laying around. But I'll go to that battery, and then that will go to an inverter, which is actually in my car. I don't have it with me right now. And then the whole thing will drive my laptop. So, you know, like you see, it's not complete. I had to clear up a little bit of space on my P2 cards there. But yeah, the only thing that's really stopping me at this point is just either finding some adapters to go from these tubings to the boiler at the auction, because almost all this stuff I've gotten at auction like really cheap. So you know, either I'm gonna find it there or I just give up and go to the store and buy the adapters to go between that stuff. At that point, it'll be really easy, just making a mock-up way to like mount the engine to something and be able to permanently mount this electric motor to the steam engine, which shouldn't be hard at all. You know, it'll just be a simple fact of putting together a few pieces of wood and making it all rigid, and using probably a few straps on the engine and on this just to keep the stuff together. And actually, if I wanted to do it really cheesy, like, I could just you know, actually keep the equipment from the drill thing on here and just actually like tighten it around the shaft there. But I probably won't do that. I'll probably want to have it a little bit more stable of a connection than that. And eventually, this engine has a muffler right here. Once I get my initial runs done and I got all the kinks out, I'm going to actually remove this muffler, and this thing will be a whole lot smaller then, because the actual engine is just this big. That's this whole big chunk there, that's the muffler. So that's actually going to get removed, and another line will go from the exhaust port and will go to a Venturi that will be attached here, probably to the place where this currently has a pressure gauge, and then I'll just put a pressure gauge somewhere else with a T. But a Venturi will basically be powered by this line. This line will go from here, it'll tee off, it'll power the Venturi, and at the same time power the engine. But basically what it'll do is it'll recirculate all the steam and water. That way I never have to refill the boiler with water. And as long as I insulate everything real well, the engine will be a lot more efficient at that point, because I won't be losing steam or heat power to the atmosphere. Because like a regular steam engine you think of, where, you know, steam is just going off into the atmosphere, that's actually power lost. So yeah, whatever. I think I've gone on for a good 10 minutes or something, so I'll cut. And so that's the project so far. Thanks.